when I went to go-kart for the first time when I was a kid, I myself sort of knew that I belong here, because I was taking the right lines, I was fast, and other people like the track people came down, and wanted to see what was this kid about.
Hello, all the viewers. Welcome to Sports Tiger. Today, I have with me in the last episode of the Building Bridge series of Sports Tiger exclusively someone who discovered his talent of racing by chance at a very young age while driving a go-kart and now has over 17 years of experience, 100 plus races. Sahil Shaler is his name. Sahil, first of all, I'd like to ask you a question. How's the day been and how's life in general?
Day's been hectic to get to this interview. Had to run through traffic, but I guess that's how Saturday mornings are usually.
Yeah, I'd also like to tell everyone that the day has been hectic. We just had a parking issue before this interview started, so it's been a little hectic. And I also have knowledge that Sahil, you have a business administration degree.
Yes.
You also have a black belt. So were you that all-rounder kid in school who excelled at everything? That kid?
I don't know if you can call me an all-rounder, but yes, I was always into sports. I loved sports from the beginning. So it was like if it was karate or football or even motorsports as such. So yeah, I'm a big sports buff, and yeah, because you have to get a certain kind of degree and education to go on. So yes, I did my BBA also, and I've got through that also with flying colors. So I'm pretty much happy with the way things have gone till now.
Just subtly sliding in that we live in India, so you need a degree under your belt, and he also has a belt. So that's great. So my second question to you would be, Sahil, we know that you discovered your passion for racing while go-karting. We know that. Can you reiterate that story for us? How it happened exactly?
As you said in the beginning of the show, it happened by chance. There was a go-kart track near my building where I used to live in Hiranani, Mumbai. So there was this track which has always been there for around 1 year, and every morning, evening, I used to just look at it. I never thought of going there as such till then, because I was thinking I was a kid and how I could reach the pedals and all of that. But one fine day we thought of going there, and we came to know there is a cadet kart also, which is smaller kart where smaller, like kids my size and age could get into that. So yeah, I mean, we just I went around like 10 laps, 15 laps, and I found myself like I was part of it. I was not part of it from the first lap, and life just took out from there.
That's brilliant. You just thought you belonged there from the moment go. And then I'll ask you my most cliche question. What was your family like when you got into this? Because of course, Indian families, they want their kids to study first, then do any curricular activities. How was the balance like? Did your family support it outrightly, or were they against it and wanted you to study?
Not really. I mean, as I said, my mom and dad were always passionate and supportive when it came to sports, because I was anyway involved in a lot of sports, like for let's say karate or football or cricket in a way. So this came not a surprise to them that I would eventually go into sports, but motorsport was something new in India. It was never done before. Like it was not a to-go thing in India when it comes to sports. So it was a different kind of sport, but environment and cars and all of that. But as I said, they were very supportive from the get-go, and especially Dad, because he knew that it would be up to him to take me to a certain level in motorsports or in this sport, and he did whatever was possible from his side to take me to a level where I could build from.
I might just have tears in my eyes. Parents supporting their children for their passions. That's just fantastic. And
Grateful to have such parents.
Yeah, I'm feeling gratitude now towards my parents as well because they've always supported me for whatever I've done. So that's fantastic. And whenever you're pursuing something, your career, your passion, there's always this one moment when you know you have to do this. You
Yes.
have to do this in life. What was that moment for you?
For me, there have been multiple times where I thought, this is it. Because, when it came to driving is just in racing motorsports, driving is not just normal driving. You have to have certain kind of skill to
Yeah.
win or to, drive at certain kind of level. When it rains and all, it requires a different kind of skill to drive that car so fast and not crash. So those instances really, booming in my ears. Loud in my ear saying, look, you're fantastic at doing this. You need to do this. And yes, eventually with time, I try and do other things, other stuff like try to sort of work somewhere or part time, something like that. But it never worked out for me, and I didn't fit in. Somehow I was like, there was a big pull back to get back into the racing car, to be behind a racing car, to be behind the wheel. So yeah, I mean, what can I say? It was
You and racing were two perfect
yeah,
pieces of a puzzle.
yeah. As I said, when I went to go kart for the first time when I was a kid, I myself sort of knew that I belong here. Because I was taking the right lines, I was fast, and other people like the track people came down, and wanted to see what was this kid about. It was narrated to me by my father, but so I guess I belong there. I mean, I was just
It just fit in. That's fantastic. And when you're not racing, what is your favorite thing to do when you're not training, when you're not building your skill? What is the favorite thing to do besides racing? There must be something that you enjoy.
I don't really think there is anything.
You must pass time somehow. You have to do something when you're not racing.
But as I said, it's always cars, racing things, always going in the head. But yes, apart from that, I love being at the gym. I love running around in the woods. I love my mountain biking. So yeah, I mean, something related to a lot of speed and all fitness, and yeah, I like that. And occasionally with friends or family, just going away from all the networks.
That's fantastic. And over the years, Sahil, you've won so many awards, so many accolades, so many achievements. Is there any one favorite you have, that podium which you love, that moment which you remember for life? One favorite award or achievement?
So for me, there is no one particular race which I can say that is my favorite. For me, it's always the next one. I look up to the next one, and the next race or the next. I don't settle for one. I keep building on. So that is the way I am.
That's fantastic. And I've seen in my life throughout the experiences that there are two kinds of people in the world. One who are living in the moment and planning for the moment, and one who are planning for the future and just living in the future, but also thinking of the present. Which one are you? Have you planned out your future in your head, or are you just living in the moment? Are you Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara or the other kind?
Obviously, there is a plan. Maybe I'm somewhere.
In between.
I'm balancing both at the same time, because you need to have a plan where you want to go. Because we have a plan that I want to be so and so, or I want to reach so and so level in motorsports at this year, and the plan is required, obviously. Otherwise, without a plan, without a goal, you'd be lost.
True. That's
what I think. But at the same time, whatever I have or whatever we are doing in that moment is always 100%. So never a 99%. It's always 100%. So I'm on those lines basically. Someone like that.
a balanced man, as we'd like to call it. And then next question to you would be: after so many years of racing, so many races, are there still butterflies in your stomach when you're at the racing line, at the starting line? Are you still nervous there, or they've just gone away with all the experience?
As they say, when the visor drops, you forget about everything. So
True.
maybe you get to the track, or when you're sitting in the car, maybe there is a hint of sort of not nervousness, but just you're not sort of 100% into it. but as soon as the visor drops, you go completely blank. So all your emotions are out of the car, and just you go for the win. So you know, I'm like that. So when the visor drops, you're on track to win. That's all.
Your body and mind automatically takes over.
Automatically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
yeah.
that's fantastic. And once in your life, you've also shared some moments with the god of Indian cricket, not just cricket, but the whole of India, Sachin Tendulkar. How was that interaction like? How was he? What was it like talking to him?
As they say, Sachin is a fantastic human being, and this also happened by chance. I didn't know that I would be meeting him one fine day. It was this karting event was wanted to get done. So being Sachin, he never wants to be the second best. He always wants to be the best. So one fine day, I was at the track, and Dad got a call saying Sachin is coming here, and he wants to sort of learn some basic racing techniques, maneuvers, this and that. And that didn't tell me obviously at that moment. But then I saw this guy getting down from his BMW M5, and I was like, really? I mean, how is he here? But I mean, then I was introduced to him, and he was introduced to me as if I didn't know. I obviously knew. And then we started conversing, and this went on for a whole month and a half. Every day after the track was closed in the night, around 9, he used to come down, and then we used to just keep going around the track. I used to show him some lines, and I used to tell him drive this corner in this way and that way. And we got onto a very good sort of rapport and relationship. And he was always very kind and always very helpful. And he did guide me in the beginning of my career, how I could go about it. And he's always been there whenever I want him, or whenever I want to ask him something.
No greater person for advice than Sachin Tendulkar.
He's been there, he's done that, he's achieved everything I think in life there could be to achieve for any cricketer.
True.
And I don't think we'll have another Sachin Tendulkar.
We might not. And is there someone you idolize in your life? There are a lot of people you could look up to. Is there any one person that you take inspiration from?
When it comes to motorsports or racing, yes, there has been for me, it has always been Michael Schumacher. I don't know, I even got a signed card from him on my birthday, wishing me, all the best for my racing career and all of that. So that was also one of those moments in life I would never forget. And I mean, it has been Michael Schumacher. The way he's gone through his racing career, it's always been 100% in, and the way he has driven and won the world championship. So yes, when it comes to motorsports, I look up to him, and he's always been an inspiration, and has been an inspiration for, I guess, hundreds of racing drivers all over the world.
True. And in layman terms, could you give us a basic difference in anatomy of a racing car and a normal car? Because we as watchers and viewers don't know what goes on inside the car. What is the basic difference in anatomy of a racing car and a normal car?
So a normal car, basically you sit in nice cozy bucket seats with your AC on, you've got a nice sunroof, and you maybe have a nice girl next to you or something like that. Now in a race car, there's nothing of that. We sit in really hard seats which don't flex much, which rather don't flex. Then we have a roll cage around us, or when it comes to Formula cars, there's no roll cage. We're sitting open, and there is a fire extinguisher right next to us in case we are engulfed in fire. So, and there is no aircon, as I said, and there is no beautiful girl next to you. It's just you, and basically, and it's a very hot environment because you have absolutely no air coming in. And you're there for 45 minutes to 1 hour for stint, depending on what you're driving in the championship you are. And I mean, it's something out of this world. When you're in the car, obviously you don't realize that you're sitting in such a hot environment and doing so many things at one time and passing so many guys and trying to win. But when you come out of the car, you sort of realize, okay, whatever you're capable of doing. So unless you're there in the car with me, you will never experience that. So
Has there never been a moment in your life where there's been that beautiful girl in that racing car? It's always been in normal cars.
yeah, the racing car has always been the one person that is the driver and the car, no one else. Never.
Yeah. And
That's how
also,
it is.
yeah, next question to you would be, you've traveled the world, you've raced in different destinations. Which is your favorite destination? Which is your favorite track to drive in? And which is your favorite vacation spot? So these are the two places I'd like to ask you about.
I'm not a vacay kind of a boy. I just wherever the journey takes me. I don't plan these sort of vacation things. But one track I really love and always want to be there is Monza, because it's the fastest track in the world. It's all about speed there, and and yes, Italian Riviera and all matches it. It's a perfect blend. So I guess Monza is the right track and place to be for me.
Cool. And you've also driven in go-karts, you've driven in Formula One cars, you've driven in Volkswagens. Is there any favorite car you'd like to drive in? You prefer? Which is the best feeling?
For any racing driver, obviously it's Formula One, and I wish I can be the Indian who could win a Formula One World Championship. So I don't know how far we go in that direction, but obviously other than that, then there are these LMP1 cars, and I would really love to drive one of those Porsches one day and win under India, win for India. So that is the goal, and that is the dream. So
That's fantastic.
that's where we are heading.
Okay, and lastly, my question to you would be, if you had to describe the feeling of racing in one word, what would it be to you? That one word which defines racing for you.
Speed.
What is it?
Speed.
Speed. Wow, speed. I think that summarizes our whole discussion. Speed is it for you, and it's been a lovely chat with you. I had so much fun talking to you. Thank you for giving me this time to interact with you. In such a short span of time, I've actually learned a lot from you, and I hope we get to talk in the future as well. We might be interacting somewhere in the world, somewhere in time. You never know. But I'd love to have a chat with you again. And it was lovely talking to you. This was the last episode of the Building Bridge series of Sports Tiger. Sahil Shelar, absolutely lovely talk. Any last words for our viewers? Any inspirational words for the young drivers out there?
Motorsport is a tough sport. There's going to be a lot of obstacles, a lot of doubts, and all of that stuff. But if you have the will and if you have the courage, as you say, motorsport requires a lot of courage also behind the wheel. So if you have that, definitely you will make it through. Just be patient, keep at it, and someday or the other, it will all come together.
That's fantastic.
And never give up.
Never give up. As it fit for you, as the jigsaw puzzle fit for you, I think it will fit for everyone if you just got the right intention and the right will. Lovely talking to you. I will see you again somewhere. This was Sports Tiger Building Bridge. Sahil, thank you. I'll see you.